Hola y bienvenidos a Spring Spanish. I am Juan the teacher and part of the Spring Spanish team. If you've been watching our videos, you probably know a lot of Spanish chunks already. Maybe even learned about Latin American culture as well. Pero ¿qué tan bien conoces realmente el idioma español? Well, if you really want to know how interesting Spanish can be, then sit tight, because today I'll show you 7 interesting facts about Spanish. All of them are great, but number 7 will really blow your mind and make you want to learn our language. Are you ready? Then, acompáñame. Número 1. Más de 500 millones de personas hablan español. Yeah, you got that right. Spanish is the native tongue of an estimated 500 million people, making it the world's second most spoken language after Mandarin Chinese, which is spoken by over 1 billion people. Spanish surpasses English in its number of speakers, as English comes in third place with 335 million native speakers around the world. Want to become part of that vast community of Spanish speakers and be able to communicate with 500 million more people? Well, the best way to start is subscribing to our channel and hit that bell, because with us, you'll get 5 free Spanish lessons every week. Empieza a hablar español con Spring Spanish. Número 2. 21 países tienen al español como su idioma oficial. 21 countries. Even I didn't know that. Spanish is an official language in 21 countries across Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Besides that, it also serves as a key language in a handful of dependent territories. Many international companies and organizations, including the United Nations, have adopted Spanish as one of their official languages. Bottom line, si hablas español, puedes comunicarte con el 16% de los países del mundo. That's a lot of countries, my friend. Número 3. La Real Academia Española se encarga del idioma. Yes, we have our own language police. La Real Academia Española is officially responsible for being the custodian of the Spanish language. It has its home in Madrid and operates a lot of language academies in the other countries that speak Spanish, where it's also recognized. But don't worry, keep on practicing and making mistakes, because even though they have invented many features that are officially used in Spanish, they haven't invented the language yet. Oh, by the way, here at Spring Spanish, we don't really believe in an institution imposing rules you have to learn by heart to speak Spanish. The best way of learning Spanish is by listening to native speakers speak Spanish. See exactly what they say, the exact word combinations, or chunks as we call them, they use, and then learn these by heart and use them yourself. I'll give you an example of a chunk later in this video, but if you really like to learn more about this chunking method that, well, honestly is just way more fun and effective than cramming grammar rules, check out the free Spanish chunking training we have on our website. You can find the link in the description. Número 4. En español se utilizan letras y signos únicos de exclamación e interrogación. Yes, we love to know where our questions and exclamations start. One of the things the Royal Spanish Academy prides itself is on inventing the use of inverted question and exclamation marks, which are unique to the Spanish language. ¿Sabías esto? Apuesto que no. Another unique feature it's responsible for is the letter ñ, which is vastly used in Spanish in words like niño, año, compañero, or montaña. Número 5. El español es una de las lenguas romances. The Romance languages, or Latin languages, evolved from spoken Latin between the 6th and 9th century AD after the fall of the Roman Empire. The former population continued to speak in Latin, and it eventually diverged into totally new languages based on the region in which it was spoken. Some of the Romance languages are French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian. Also, Spanish expanded as Spain developed its colonial empire, mainly to, well, the Americas. Well, if you think about it, that's where the Latino American name comes from, and that's why we're called Latinos. ¿Tiene sentido? No? Chunk alert! ¿Tiene sentido? No? Is a great chunk to learn as you can use it to rhetorically ask whether something is clear. Also, in Spanish, something has sense, tener sentido, but in English, it makes sense. Confusing, right? That's why you should just learn it by heart as a whole, so you always get it right. Also, I use it all the time, so you can be sure it comes from a trusted source. Número 6. México es el país con más hispanohablantes del mundo. With more than 120 million inhabitants, Mexico is currently the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world. So if you're learning Spanish, the chances are you'll run into a Mexico reference sooner or later. And guess what? All of the other Spring Spanish teachers are Mexicans, and we've prepared many videos about Mexico, its variants of Spanish, and its culture. So subscribe to our channel and don't miss them. Número 7. Estados Unidos se convertirá en el país con más hispanohablantes del mundo en 2050. This is the one I told you will blow your mind earlier. According to the United States Census Bureau, the Spanish-speaking population in the United States will reach 132.8 million by 2050, and this country will become the largest Spanish-speaking country. Nowadays, the United States Hispanic population is more numerous than the entire population of Spain. There are more Spanish speakers in the United States than there are speakers of Chinese, French, Italian, Hawaiian, and the Native American languages combined. So what do you think? That last fact right there should give you a desire to learn the language. Any long-term thinker knows that Spanish is going to be as important as English in the future years. So start investing in your future and check out our free Spanish training. The one in our website where we explain the chunking method we use to have you speak Spanish fluently. The link is right in the description. Adios. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and share this video with your friends.